Welcome to a story of strength, passion, and an apologetic resolve. Today, we are diving into the life of Lucy Muthoni Kibaki, Kenya's First Lady from 2002 to 2013. Known as Mama Lucy, she was a force of nature, a woman who redefined the role of First Lady in Kenya. Loved by some, feared by others, her legacy is as complex as the nation she served alongside with her husband, President Moi Kibaki. Let's explore her journey, her contributions, and the indelible mark she left on Kenyan society. Born on January 13, 1936 in Mukurweini, Nyeri County, Lucy Muthoni Kagai grew up in a humble yet grounded family. Her father, Reverend John Kagai, was a pastor in the Presbyterian Church of East Africa, and her mother, Rose Nyachomba, instilled in her a deep sense of duty and faith. Lucy was a bright student attending the prestigious Alliance Girls High School, where she honed her intellect and leadership skills. She later trained as a teacher, rising to become principal at Kamboi College in Kiambu. It was there in 1959 that she met a charismatic economist named Emilio Moi Kibaki. After a 2-year romance, they married in 1961, and Lucy stepped away from her teaching career to raise their 4 children, Judy, Jimmy, David, and Tony. When Moi Kibaki won the presidency in 2002, ending 24 years of Daniel Arap Moi's rule, Kenya was ready for change. Lucy stepped into the role of First Lady with no recent predecessor to guide her, as Moi had no First Lady during his tenure. But Lucy wasn't one to follow a script. She brought a bold, hands-on approach to State House, determined to make a difference. Known for her fierce loyalty to her family and her nation, she became a defining figure of Kibaki's presidency. Her presence was felt everywhere, from policy advocacy to public confrontations. Mama Lucy, as Kenyans called her, was here to shake things up. Lucy Kibaki's most enduring legacy lies in her fight for the vulnerable. She was a passionate advocate for those affected by HIV/AIDS, a crisis that ravaged Kenya in the early 2000s. In 2003, she launched the Kenya chapter of the Organization of African First Ladies Against HIV/AIDS, uniting leaders across the continent to tackle the pandemic. She organized the first international AIDS run, raising awareness and funds to support those living with the disease. Her advocacy wasn't just ceremonial. She pushed for bold policies like urging legislation to compel doctors to disclose patients' HIV status to their spouses to curb the spread of the virus. Beyond HIV/AIDS, Lucy championed education, especially for girls. She played a key role in establishing the Starehe Girls Center, a school dedicated to empowering young women from disadvantaged backgrounds. Her commitment to healthcare also led to the creation of the Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital, a 112-bed facility that continues to serve thousands of Kenyans. She was also a patron of the Kenya Girls Guide Association, mentoring young women to become leaders. Lucy's heart was with the marginalized, women, children, and people with disabilities, and she used her platform to amplify their voices. Lucy was more than a philanthropist. She was a fierce defender of her family and her principles. She valued privacy and family unity above all else, often discouraging her children from entering politics to shield them from public scrutiny. Her loyalty to her husband was unwavering, especially when rumors surfaced about a supposed second wife, Mary Wambui. In 2009, Lucy stood stone-faced beside President Kibaki as he publicly declared, "I have only one dear wife, Lucy." It was a moment that captured her resolve to protect her family's reputation. She wasn't afraid to speak her mind, even when it ruffled feathers. In 2004, she called out Raila Odinga and his political allies, famously saying, "Kenyans do not eat politics," urging them to focus on governance over political games. Her candidness earned her respect as a nationalist who prioritized Kenya's progress, but it also made her a polarizing figure. Lucy was unapologetic, and that raw honesty resonated with many Kenyans who saw her as a true Mama Taifa, that is, mother of the nation. Lucy Kibaki's tenure wasn't without controversy. Her fiery temperament often made headlines. In 2005, she stormed into the home of the World Bank's county director, Maktar Diop, at midnight, demanding he lower the music at a private party. She later marched on to the nation media's group offices with her security detail, furious over their coverage of the incident, and slapped a cameraman, Clifford Derry. The assault case was dismissed, but the event cemented her reputation as a no-nonsense figure. In 2007, during an Independence Day celebration, she was filmed slapping an official who mistakenly introduced her by another name. These incidents painted Lucy as volatile to some, but to others they showed a woman unafraid to demand respect in a male-dominated society. Critics called her temperamental, but supporters saw her as a mother protecting her family and her nation's dignity. Her actions sparked debates about the role of a first lady. Should she be quiet figurehead or a vocal advocate? Lucy chose the latter, and history remembers her for it. it. Lucy Kibaki's health declined in her final years. After a long absence from the public eye, she passed away on April 26, 2016 at Bupa Cromwell Hospital in London, aged 75. Her death after a month-long illness prompted an outpouring of tributes. Former President Uhuru Kenyatta praised her immense contribution to Kenya's development. Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga called her a principled woman who gave the First Lady's role a new and empathetic voice. Her funeral in Othaya, attended by thousands, was a testament to her impact. Mama Lucy's legacy lives on through the institutions she helped build, like the Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital, and the lives she touched through her advocacy. She was a trailblazer who redefined what it meant to be a First Lady in Kenya. Fierce, compassionate, and unapologetically herself. Her story reminds us that leadership isn't about perfection, it's about passion and purpose. Lucy Kibaki was a woman of contradictions, loving yet fierce, private yet outspoken. She left an indelible mark on Kenya, from fighting HIV/AIDS to uplifting the vulnerable. What's your take on Mama Lucy's legacy? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories of remarkable African leaders. Until next time, keep exploring history with us.